Well, hello there, and welcome back to match number 5 of this Super Sunday in the AMD OLS. And I think, Ducky, we couldn't have picked a better time, because up and coming is quite the banger of a match. Hit versus Cashback.
Finally figured out why we're doing Super Sundays, actually. This way Kian can avoid me for at least 4 matches. He's starting to get more intelligent with it. But yeah, it's going to be a banger. Cashback versus Hit and Run. Cashback kind of the team with the transfer cinema going on, to be honest. First they add Mentals, then they kick Mentals, then they add Brainbreaker while kicking Baby. You know, it's a good old switcheroo.
Yeah, I mean, good old switcheroo, and whenever you're doing player changes, you obviously hope to improve your team. I mean, sometimes that's the case, sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes there are other problems, and you always have to try and improve. And that is also what Hit did after basically losing Mentos. They did respond with player changes of their own, but all of this is basically shenanigans that happen in between seasons. However, what actually counts is what we're going to see today, and that is going to be both teams playing.
Honestly, though, I don't know if the Hit and Run team got better by removing Mentals, you know? Like, Mentals left, and it's hard to replace Mentals.
It is hard to replace him, but it is up to the teams to figure something out. And here we see a Cashback finally with a full roster of 9 players again. And yeah, Brainbreaker losing that one for the team of W, it might have been a problem.
I asked, and apparently he was pretty, important to the team. He liked to argue with Frugo as well, to keep him in check. So let's see what he can bring to Cashback, though. You know, like, that's the good thing for them being the top Ukrainian team, is they get the pick of the litter about who they want and who do they want to add, and they've settled on we want Brainbreaker, and they get Brainbreaker, and you can't really blame him. You know, knowing that W won the season is one thing, but Cashback is in the long term the more consistent team.
Community predictions, kinda interesting, because Hit has 68%, whereas Cashback only has 32%, but that might actually be switched around. That would be more in line with what we would be expecting. But to be honest, Hit is a team that in their own right have proven time and time again that they are to be counted with. Now, Hit historically also has been a team that always grows throughout the tournaments, and their performances in the early stages of, let's say, VOD 7s, OLCs, also obviously if we go to 15v15 clan showdown, they've not been the best throughout the early stages. However, whenever it came to, the latter stages, they have been there more times than not.
Normally, like, every start of the season has been bad for them, in my opinion. They get better as it goes on. They always lose against the dark side to start with, right? And I also still think that losing Mentals might be a big thing. Maybe I'm overvaluing him, but let's see. He saved them. He put them into China.
Indeed. The team with the lighter lineup, like, they need to somehow crack it open, because obviously the team with the heavier one, they're not really going to be moving that much. And I think Hit, they need to figure out what exactly Cashback has brought here. Already the plane with good information for tanks. That means a second plane is available for Monster, should he choose that. Monster on the light tank as well. That's very interesting.
Big shoes to fill.
Normally you would expect, like, Ketsai on it. Aka and DJ trading shots here. Aka has to burn his repair kit, but he is
They're just
probably,
doing a cap shot block. They're doing a block the cap. Cap, and at the same time block the strike, so they can't reset strategy. It's an interesting one here for Cashback. We're going to see how that one plays out. DJ might want to commit into that strike, but Aka will just fight him for it. Liberty destroying the buildings behind as well, making it so DJ can't take it. Little took the middle one, leaving only the strike in the south as one open for contention. That leaves Tisek with the unholy decision of, Piotr, do I commit into this? Like, do you want me to commit onto the cap? And he'll be like, yeah, you have to, Tisek, which then will probably lead into a repush of some sorts, you would imagine, on towards his position by the 2 guys in the cap who spot him out now. So now it's on Cashback to react off of this.
Indeed, and the base capture has been blocked, but now you see Little from the backlines is able to put shot after shot into T-Sec, who still has to peek that double BZ75 if he wants to get resets. That would be 14 or even 1500 alpha into his face. The first shot does connect. He's down to 1600. You can see from the middle, it is Little destroying the houses, so he's going to have side shots down towards 590 for T-Sec, and this very, very early cap strategy really netting CASHBACK the benefit of the first kill.
Yeah, good stuff there from CASHBACK. Really well thought out strategy. They're now starting to boost towards the K-line as well. They might even abandon the cap. It does look like they're not going to go for that. They realize they're getting pushed in the north. Liberty already trying to back away to a safer position. Piotr and Panther Fury now in trouble. Franak starting to make his way out in that K91, but these Mivis are going to get overrun here. They will be able to do quite a lot of damage from the position that they're in, but it's going to be guns out of the game. In return, Little getting punished quite heavily as well, but you know, that Mivi in the middle is pretty safe. Panther Fury now getting chased down by Squeezy, and I said we'll find another pretty easy kill. Liberty is even going to beat Katsai in the one-on-one, and what a brilliant opening here from CASHBACK, really locking down any opportunity for Hit and Run to get in this battle, shutting them down, and what a start coming out from the Ukrainian team from CASHBACK. Beautiful stuff.
Absolutely, they're reading Hit and Run like a book here currently, as Liberty is probably, oh no, does get rammed to death by the RHM, but it's not going to matter with 6 tanks alive for CASHBACK here. They do have all the options on the table. Do we cap? Do we kill? It doesn't matter. We are going to take down round number 1. And what we suspected kind of before the match even started is shaping up to be a very real possibility. Hit and Run kind of with a slow start here, completely getting taken aback by what CASHBACK is doing.
Well, it was just really good across the map. It was actually very, very, very good. Double BC onto the cap. Taking the strike in the middle, blocking the north strike, preventing the south strike as well. And, you know, this initial pressure, Hit and Run also spread across the map. They don't have anything that can reset.
Yeah. That a single option for CASHBACK that was left on the table by Hit and Run completely getting exploited. And it's kind of interesting to see the differences between how teams approach it. We saw it in the previous match. There were lineups without a light tank.
Seems like they have had plenty of practice on Sand River.
Yeah, indeed. And you can see here, I mean, Liberty, he was the only one dead on the team of CASHBACK, but he had top damage as well for himself. Could have done a little bit more if he didn't ram himself to death on towards the RHM, but in the end, it didn't matter.
Which lineup do you like more?
So normally I would say the lineup of the Triple E50M, just because the T57, I'm not that big of a fan of it on Sand River. Just because like the ranges of engagement are large, and yes, you can mitigate a little bit with the ability, but still you're slow most of the time. Liberty though taking a big shot, however retaliation is there on towards Monster, who goes down towards 1600, and obviously damage on the light tanks is always extremely important.
Yeah, triple Mivi in the south though, about to get blasted by Triple E50M and a Mivi as well, so there's a bit of trouble here for the side of CASHBACK, that they're about to get overrun, I think, by the guns, and then Uda is joining as well, and they're not quite ready to deal with this. The AX is only just now starting to arrive on that K-line, and Hit and Run could just literally do their name. A quick hit and a run after.
Yeah, let's see what exactly they are going to do here. They obviously don't have any autoloaders yet, so they're not going to be quick bursting through those MVYs. However, they do have that Triple E50M with X marks the spot. The funny button I said trying to evacuate is going to make it out on a slither of HP. DJ already down towards a one-shot as well, and CASHBACK, they do lose one. They're not able to get the second one right now, as it seems, and those E50Ms, the longer the fight goes, the better it's going to be for them, as the second CASHBACK tank falls, and Twilight probably not long for this world. 3-0 in the kill department.
Yeah, that was rough. They lacked the info there to play off of, and Hit and Run is now the one with the beautiful read on CASHBACK. You know, they find that quick engagement, that quick push off of the back of Monster, sticking that information tower in the beginning of the game, right? They do see the split, and they realize that they can do the things that they wanted rather easily. And they do go for it, they do execute it. Sure, they have a few low HP tanks, but everybody's alive.
Indeed, everyone's alive and everyone's able to contribute with their abilities. They don't have anyone with a group heal, so they can't really take any of the tanks out of like the problematic HP zone, quote unquote. But yeah, 4 tanks only available, with Liberty taking another shot of damage. Monster taking 2 in return. Once again, though, needs to be very, very careful. Maybe they're going to send Ketsai with that Udas to chase down the pesky EBR. But as it stands right now, Hit and Run also with 2,000 HP advantage. Roughly, they can sit back a little bit and wait for what exactly CASHBACK are going to do. Information tower gets taken but not used, and that kind of limits the options available to Monster right now. A second information tower even taken, but as it stands, CASHBACK needs to make up for the disadvantage in tanks that they have, as actually Squeezy gets caught out in the open, and that E50 DPM is very, very crazy when he really gets to use his shots. He does end up getting punished here now, but Squeezy, those autoloaders, they don't want to lose HP. They want to keep them for the engagements, just as I say that Barbarian losing another few of his HP.
Yeah, they're just in pretty bad positions across the board. Or Squeezy now starting to get blasted by the strikes as well, down towards the one shot, getting shot by Ketsai from behind in that Udas, getting killed by Ketsai from behind, even in that Udas. And, you know, it's good to see. Both these teams having a good read on the other, and I don't know if CASHBACK anticipated somebody going on the information tower and just sticking it like Monster did, because Little was like half a second away from resetting it, and if he resets it, lack of information would be a real thing.
But as it stands, this half of a second might have been the difference maker in this matchup, as still Hit and Run up a considerable amount of HP, with also the T57 gone. That's another asset removed from the toolkit that CASHBACK have this round, and to be honest, that toolkit is not looking good anymore. 3 tanks remaining here, and CASHBACK, they're looking for some kind of opening, but obviously Hit and Run are going to keep their cards close to their chest. They see that there might be something happening in the south, and immediately T-Sec on the lower HP with the worst turret is going to drive back a little bit. DJ getting spotted out, so he's probably going to relay the information to his fellow teammates that, hey, I think the EBR might be just around here.
The Senti X is coming back towards the K line. He'll probably end up repushing it. Liberty probably looking for a cheeky shot against the Mivi, trying to find some angle that he could possibly pen. He will not be finding it right now. Another airstrike being taken, and Little is going to bleed quite heavily for this when he starts his approach without any strikes or anything else available. Ketsai retake ignored. That's another strike. Monster now going to go for the information tower, I guess, as well. So soon they will know everything there is to know, and Little will try to beat this timing as well by pushing up, but first shot actually missing by T-Sec. Liberty now coming in, wants to probably make a peek. The first strike coming out on towards Barbarian. Little on the Liberty on the outside, Little on the front. Panther Fury getting spotted out. The EBR dodging some shots. Little coming in, immediately taking a 1-2-3 to the face as well. Liberty with the finish. Now the Mivi coming in with a shot as well on DJ. Little will find the kill, more likely than not. He will not miss this. Good stuff there from CASHBACK, but very, very costly.
Very costly indeed. The Centex down towards less than 1k. The strike as well, forcing Liberty off the strike that he could have taken. He is going to go back towards it, but Call Me Piotr already has arrived, and he does miss his shot, so he's going to take 2 for 0. Slight misplay coming there from one of the 2 people in the world with the 3-mark Golden Fist, but that obviously doesn't save you from not hitting your shots.
And now Barbarian getting pushed by Ketsai, though, will make his full clip out of this, and he is going to clip out fully, so 1600, leaving Ketsai on 1300. Ketsai finds the kill. Still a lot of things to do here before CASHBACK can make this miracle happen. Liberty, though, with the outplay on Piotr, can he find the shot as well? Another good play. Monster spotted out. Do they still have the strike, though, to kill that RHM, or did they already use it? No, he dies as well. Troublesome times. He gets spotted out. He takes a shot from Little. Gets strike down. Panther Fury, now the next one on the chopping board. A little bit of CASHBACK magic starting to come into effect here. 7 tanks were alive, I think, 4 hit and run versus only 3 of CASHBACK, and Little's now going to peek Panther Fury. He makes the shot, neither of them missing. Franek does find it, though, drops in towards a 1-shot. Very important there, but the Liberty has 3 minutes, Kihan, to be the most annoying person in the world.
Indeed. Somehow CASHBACK are staring at the abyss of a match point and they're saying, no, we're not going to give that one over towards hit and run. They still have hit and run that is obviously more HP in this. And with Cat's-Eye, they can very much force the agenda here. They can very much force the issue. Now the question is, Liberty, he probably has low noise exhaust, so he is going to make it over. And the Centurion evacuating towards E1 as well. They're not going to give any freebies over towards hit and run as Franek takes the artillery strike in the middle of the map with that E50M. So little in that Cent-AX cannot get spotted. This means that, ooh, good shot coming out from Liberty. He takes one in return, but two in towards Franek, who is now one shot, cannot peek anymore. The Cent-AX, the whereabouts known as well. And Cat's-Eye indeed does pick it up, making it a 2 versus 1 situation for the team of hit and run once again. And the EBR takes another shot of damage. The pen that he has simply not enough. I think he just bounced one on the lower plate of that E50M. And yes, hit and run, they did struggle, but in the end, they do also bring it home, making it a 1-1 scoreline. But that was a lot more difficult, I think, Darky, than it needed to have been. The way that it works in Onslaught and in any kind of 7v7 game mode is the 7 tanks are supposed to snowball completely out of control. But instead, that's what kind of happened with Barbarian 5.7k. I was doubting the T57 on Sand River, and I still do, but he had a great game, albeit not being able to carry his team over the finish line. And, you know, as grim as the first round looked here for hit and run, they do end up with the opening, giving themselves such an advantage that it became almost unthrowable, and they do rocket home in the end. Do a lot of damage because you're going to be aimed very well, but after that you have to wait until you reload. There is no accelerating this. They don't even have an Inspire medium at their disposal. And now good plane coming out from Liberty here. One of the best light tank players in the world immediately sees all 7 full info available for CASHBACK.
Now what do they do with this? They go for the mid strike immediately. Cat's-Eye is blocking one of them though. I mean, hit and run will know about the 57s now, though, Kian. So they will know that if the 57s are forced to push back in, it's going to be pretty good for them, because 57 doesn't really brawl Miffy super well, you know? Needs to get up close and personal to be able to hit those weak spots, so not ideal.
Not ideal indeed. Squeezy now taking the airstrike, and that's going to be important moving forward, just to kind of alleviate that cap pressure a little bit that hit and run could employ, but they're instead going to immediately book it down. Triple MVY together with the BZ75, hoping to catch CASHBACK off guard, but this is actually where the T57s kind of strive, when the opponents are driving in towards them, and they do have a Foch B to boot. T-Sec immediately blowing up. Iset's going to be the focus for CASHBACK here, but so far so good. He does make it around the corner, gets tracked, gets held, gets killed as well. 1 kill, all even.
Yeah, Barbarian struggling there a little bit in the first beat to get the full clip out. Been holding on to those 3 shots for a while. Liberty in the meantime sneaking in to try and get that strike out of the middle as well. Can he take it? It does look to be the case. Panzer Fury dead. In the meantime, that bat shot has been chased away, but they haven't found much on that A-line whatsoever. This hit and run surprise tactic hasn't been what they hoped for, as now Squeezy coming in with that bat shot from the south, coming off of a full reload monster. The team captain there realizing that he's getting clipped out. He'll do one more shot, I guess, in this game. Another strike coming in, and 3 tanks left standing for hit and run, who tried to push into the 57 heavies.
Yeah, indeed, and I think that was off of the fact that they realized map control was lost. They had to do something. They didn't think they could pull off the cap, and so the full-on assault on towards the tanks in the middle was it, but it ended up not being it, actually, as pushing into a Foch B and 3 T57s is always going to be costly, and the MVYs, as soon as they leave their hold-down positions, they are kind of squishy. The T57 actually kind of annoying to play here on Westfield because there are so many fences, a little bit like, you know, Morovanka in that regard, but just by forcing hit and run to push into them, CASHBACK end up making them work out beautifully, and the T57s actually have enough HP as a pack to survive, at least with, like, let's say 2 out of the 3 to get off second clips. All the while the Foch B is there like, oh, click, 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 damage, damage, damage. So yeah, once again, good stuff by CASHBACK, forcing hit into something that was very unlikely to succeed to begin with.
I mean, you know, 57's pushing into you, good for Mivis. But you pushing into 57 heavies and making them super useful, not a good idea.
Yeah, indeed. And we did see basically a full autoloader setup coming out from CASHBACK here, and they end up making those guns sing. And we see T-Sec, the first one, getting clipped out. Apparently had the big gun even with that MBY, but it didn't end up mattering because the explosive like clip potential that the team of CASHBACK had with 6 autoloaders available, plus you have to add on top of that basically the RHM possibly, or the Batchat with the strike. That is just going to add more damage to this initial burst, and if that one is too detrimental, then with the single shooters as great as they are, to be honest, if it goes like it has been, then CASHBACK are looking likely to pick up this 4th round here. Then again, Onslaught is extremely volatile in hit and run. Will try to take full advantage with that, with kind of a weird tank pick actually for Westfield, and IS-4 is not something we usually see. Maybe DJ is still going to switch that one together with a Sente X, E50M, K91 and double RHM. With APCR, you're going to be like, all right, that's an unspotted STRV. Good plane once again coming out. A lot of information available this time around, though, for the team of hit and run. Keep in mind, CASHBACK do not have a light tank with the plane ability.
Yeah, the issue here for Liberty is that he's playing against double RHM, though. Like, they can keep him playing for the next century if they want to. Little also doesn't know that they're playing double RHM, and I said is about to get dumped again by 50Ms by the looks of things. I mean, I said does put out 1, takes a shot at damage. Piotr and Panzer Fury, they're just going for it. Can they actually do something with the SRV? Is getting spotted out, and now they're coming in towards Iset, who's just facing the music with the Forge B, trying to block Panzer Fury even a little bit. He still has shells available. The Forge B is the ideal tank to receive this kind of push, though. He will make all 6. He'll make them stick as well, as they're dropped below half HP on most of them. He's going to try and make it out. It's not going to happen, but it took them a while to kill him, Kihan. All this while, though, in the meantime, Liberty already sneaking on towards the K-line, just sitting there, being a little bit of a nuisance. I don't know if they know about the secondary cham yet, but this trade was phenomenal for CASHBACK.
Absolutely, very, very good trade here, putting all those mediums on very low HP, and now you can see CASHBACK after this are going to transition into kind of a middle push here. They do find the IS-4 of DJ. The E100 is going to struggle a little bit with penning that, same for the BZ actually, as the Bliskowitz and the Batchat have to be pulled. Liberty, though, does get found in that EBR, so now it is 7 tanks of hit and run. Once again, they do have the tank advantage, and Squeezy with that Batchat is now going to start clipping out on towards the IS-4. The E100 of Akka more than healthy enough to basically just stick it here and take the damage as DJ falls. So finally CASHBACK get the first kill on the board, and actually it's them who are up in HP.
They need to actually continue chasing now, but the issue is they're chasing into double RHM, who's going to play off distance. Good shot there from Barbarian, drops T-Sec towards a one-shot, Little holding the north, and now they just have a lot of these immobile tanks for the side of CASHBACK. If you're looking at it, E100 and BZ, not great. They need to somehow start the cap, they need to somehow get up, and they're still playing against double light. The double light for a long game is amazing, but the double light, of course, has drawbacks as well. Spotting Bliskowitz's running away is not one of the drawbacks that the lightnings have. Really good shooting there, minus 1,000 on Barbarian.
Yeah, indeed, and you can see the next plane is going to come down, and that's going to be the issue for CASHBACK from this point on. Another shot connecting in towards the Bliska that still had the ability active, but he is going to get put on towards a one-shot regardless. A lot of spots now getting exchanged, but hit and run, they are going to be the controlling team from this point on in this match, just because they forced CASHBACK off of these 3 points of interest that are still in the middle of the map, as both the arty strikes are going to get taken, and now Call Me Piotr might actually be caught out here. Doesn't seem to be aware of the Batchat that is coming in. He is going to put a shot, but that's not going to be a lot of damage, and Squeezy, just like that, gets an easy pickup.
What a play, what a push actually, what a prediction from CASHBACK. Beautiful stuff there from Squeezy, just plowing down the 1-2 line, realizing they got to do something. Barbarian is dead already. We both know it, that it's going to happen. He dies, so that's the strike used on him. Still 2 people capping right now. The RHMs are starting to come back in, though, and they know as well that Twilight is not very healthy, Kihan. So the moment that they appear here in front, it's going to be real tough for this STRV to make a meaningful impact on this game once his BZ dies, which is almost guaranteed to happen. Nice shot there from Akka, finds a kill. But the big issue here is in the north side of the map.
Oh, and the strike does miss Ketsai as well, so the double RHM is going to get the pickup on towards the BZ. So still, the Playmaker tanks are up and available for the team of Hit and Run. That being said, Squeezy with the next very important pickup does end up killing this tank out there, and now Squeezy does find the next E50M, bounces one of its shots, however, now the E50M ability coming in clutch, and Little with that STRV has started appearing on the front lines. He's able to put one shot in towards the E50M, and Squeezy is able to eliminate it. All of a sudden, double RHM against the world that consists of 3 tanks only for CASHBACK.
This is such a great scenario for the double RHM though. Like,
they're both so healthy, man.
It's so unplayable if you're CASHBACK, to be honest. I'm really, like, you're like, wow, bro, 3v2, but like, it's double RHM, right? They're just planing, spotting, they're even planing the same thing together. It's really, really hard to play. I would not say it's possible.
Tiny bit of miscommunication, actually. You wouldn't need both planes to keep one tank visible, but now Monster is going to come in. They obviously know that the bat shot was a little bit in the southwest, and now Monster is going to get the jump on towards Little here. He's probably not going to care if the bat shot gets in a few shots from the back lines. His focus is going to be on eliminating that STRV. Actually does have to book it out, gets put down towards a 2-shot, but in the meanwhile, his brother from another mother, Ketsai, is trying to clean it up here. Actually ends up bouncing his shots against the STRV. He has to make it around, but Monster is there to save Ketsai, and now a 2v3 has turned into a 2v1.
It's not losable, Key. It's not losable. All right. With double planes, airstrikes, camo. I mean, I think Squeezy also realizes, like, double RHM, it's just the best late game. You know, like.
Yeah, so once again, we do see a team lose on Westfield that kind of is lacking in the information department. And yeah, wow, I mean, Monster and Ketsai, between the two of them, 4 kills, 10k plus damage. Good job, GG easy. Neither of those teams are going to go, like, extremely experimental here. And the lineup's kind of, yeah, indicating that, to be honest. We do see Hit and Run with an E100, then we have DJ with a mouse, triple T57, a Foch B, and an RHM.
CASHBACK in return, E100 mouse, double T57, AX, Foch B, and an E100.
And once again, Liberty with that EBR, choosing that one over the RHM. Kind of an interesting choice, in my opinion. Is going to take a lot more active of a spotting role than the RHM might at the start. That only basically has to have the plane available. Liberty also kind of one of those front riders when it came to, you know, picking Tessak, but obviously since we don't see that many Juggernaut TDs anymore, maybe the only map where it's really viable at this point in time would be Ensk, not really Pilsen.
Studzianki.
Oh yeah, maybe Studzianki as well. Opening-wise though, CASHBACK going very west-heavy, sort of. They sent the EBR and the Senti-X towards the coal piles, but other than that, committing a lot of forces towards 1-2 line with the E100 anchoring FG34. And Call Me Piotr in that E100 does get set in, has to burn his repair kit, but probably not a whole lot else, as Liberty on the field has already taken the RT towers. The triple T57 heavy tank by Hit and Run are going to avoid the cap circle, so they're not going to make their presence known. They're going to link up with T-Sec, but they're going to be driving in towards a trap of their own.
They're about to get the whole... Oh, is Twilight gonna die before this even comes into effect, though? Because Twilight's disappearing like... snow in the sun here. He's dead. That's a big strike. Twilight is already dead, and now actually the shop needs to do something. Ketsai is going to be the one that gets called for this. He's going to fall to Barbarian, picking him up. Who's next? What do they still have in the tank? Franek taking 2k to the face, but now I said in return already dying as well to Monster and the strike, and Barbarian now getting to deal with Panzer Fury, who's coming off of reload as well. Can we push him back in as well? And this trap he had, I don't know who really got trapped.
I know exactly who got trapped, and that right now was CASHBACK, who are going to be losing Barbarian. Yes, he's healing up, but not fast enough, as Monster is the one to shut it down. All of a sudden, once again, hit and run with the tank advantage. It is 6 versus 4. Squeezy now on the long reload in his T57, and the E100s already, together with the mouse, starting the march of the elephants on towards that T57 position. Aka, yes, he does have the upper hand when it comes to the HP in this mouse 1v1, but that is probably going to be all she wrote. Call me Piotr with that E100, even gonna ram in towards Squeezy. Pants Fury with the complete clip, and Squeezy is going to die. 3 versus 6, and yes, DJ is on a one-shot here at this point in time. Aka probably gonna be the one to pick it up, but hit and run not just so far ahead in this game. Good shot coming out from DJ. Aka taking a lot more damage as well in that mouse. That's going to make it easier throughout the remainder of the match. Finally, Aka with the shutdown, but not without taking another shot.
Yeah, Monster in the meantime farming away a little bit in that IHM, getting some cheeky shots in. Now Piotr is coming to kill Aka, more likely than not, and then it's just not looking like anything can happen. Piotr picks it up, and at the end of the day, Kihan, it looks like Hit and Run will take it away.
Indeed, if Liberty and Little are not able to make some magic happen, I mean, we saw the 2 of those on Sand River, I believe, already with quite the plays, and it was exactly that EBR Centurion AX combination that almost broke the back of Hit and Run, but I don't think this time it is to be. Yes, Liberty still has an artillery strike available to him on that EBR to possibly reset the cap, but there are no tanks that are close to dying here at this point in time, as Little getting caught out in the open. The strike is going to come down, but it only connects on towards a single tank, and this is going to force the hand of the team of CASHBACK that really have no cards left to play. The EBR with the hero play through the middle, but he is not going to make it. Instead, he's just going to enable the team of Hit and Run to pad some more damage, and indeed, Hit and Run are going to take this match here, I would say quite unexpectedly so. 3-2 in tiebreaker against CASHBACK.
CASHBACK tried to make a trap, and they're the ones that actually ended up being trapped. Twilight disappeared so quickly that
it was a magic trick.
Hit and Run actually had the advantage out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of autoloaders, like 3 T57s plus a Foch B, plus there was some super heavy coming from behind. So yeah, Twilight ending up completely left out to dry by his team. And normally that trap looked very, very good, but the fact that the E100 just evaporated, that kind of, yeah, was the problem here for the team of CASHBACK. You can even see Liberty on top damage. A lot of that probably, yeah, 2,000 of that was from the strike. But overall, the fact that Hit and Run with that kind of unexpected push with the autoloaders, I mean, they just didn't announce their presence, right? They avoided the cap, and so the trap that had been laid by CASHBACK was like, all right, guys, I think we can chill like 30 seconds, 45, and then maybe we transition into something. And Hit and Run was just like, no, no, guys, we're going to go all in right from the start.